Welcome back to Ales and Fails. I'm Gannon.
And I'm Nikki.
Today we are here to review the Icons of the Realms Adult Deep Dragon. I think this is probably my favorite dragon, so I'm very excited about it. Yeah, let's get into it. Alright, and there it is.
Look at the little beaky boy. Yeah. He's so cute.
It looks completely different than any other adult dragon miniature that's come out so far. I mean, as a whole, they look completely different. They are basically the Underdark cousins of all chromatic dragons, but very unique in their own way. They look nothing like the other ones, obviously. But these things are so cool. Their tail even has a large swoop at the end of it, and its wings are actually attached to its front legs in order to make it to where they can pull it close to their body, to where they can go through tunnels and different caverns in the Underdark that are much tighter.
I love all of his cute little mushrooms. Those are so cool.
Yeah, and the mushrooms are actually caused due to their breath weapon is spores that they breathe out, and over time as they grow, the spores actually slowly make it to where they get mushrooms and fungi growing around the edge of their head, their necks, a little bit on their backs, which is just an awesome detail that they did add to the miniature. It gives it just that little bit of extra detail that's a lot of fun. So that's always a good portion of that.
I also think a really cool detail on this miniature is you can actually see a lot of those veins in its wings.
Yeah.
I mean, it has so much detail. And that's something you've got to appreciate.
Yeah, it almost looks like a fungus or something is growing down the wings and up them. And it's not in the center of the wings to where it almost looks like they've been scraping against the walls, knocking that stuff off.
And again, it's been burrowing and going through and tucking in its little elbows for a long time.
Yeah, and another thing that they don't have is they don't have scales. They have more of a salamander, black and purplish and greenish skin all across them. Nowhere in the book does it mention why their tail looks the way it does. I would assume for swimming, because they are known to make their lairs in on the edge of underground lakes or in tight caverns. But usually you can't reach their lair without at least doing some sort of flying or swimming a good amount of way to where it's extremely difficult to reach their lairs.
I also heard that they will make a lot of little hidden passages for a quick escape or even ambushing people trying to break into their lair and possibly get to their hoard. Although, gotta be honest, if you're gonna go for a Deep Dragon's hoard, you might be a little disappointed because Deep Dragons prefer to hoard secrets and information and knowledge like that. So say a hidden note that was meant to get to a camp about a certain attack, he would find that really interesting, and that might not be so interesting for you.
Yeah, they like to hoard information from far across realms, and they do like some art, things of those sorts. But yeah, their hoards are a little bit different than most other dragons, closer to the time dragons type of hoard. They don't hoard a lot of gold and stuff. They do a little bit, but not as much as the other chromatic dragons.
Which is kind of interesting considering they are a cousin of the chromatic dragon.
Yeah,
so.
and their layers are also known to be covered in fungal, sometimes poisonous fungus to help deter people from getting in, which is another just
really
cool fact about them, just because they're just such a different dragon. Like she said, I hate to say it, but they are adorable. I mean, you can't beat that beak. This tail, I don't know what it is about the tail, but I just love it. It's so cool.
It's so chunky.
Well, it almost looks like a giant fin, like the back of a mosasaur or something of those sorts, which just is
It's
awesome.
really cool.
Yeah, and its breath weapon with those spores that we were talking about, it actually has two breath weapons. The first being commanding spores, which target must succeed on a DC 16 wisdom saving throw or use its reaction to attack the closest creature to it. If there are no creatures, then the target basically takes 1d10 psychic damage. And the second one is called Spore Salvo, which the target must make a DC 16 Constitution saving throw or take 5d6 poison damage and become poisoned for 1 minute, which is just awful. I mean, you have disadvantage on all attacks, saving throws. It's just not fun. So I mean, that's huge if you fail that save during a battle, especially against something like this, or your whole party ends up failing it. Right. That's how you end up losing to the adorableness of the deep dragon.
For sure.
The miniature itself is just awesome. They did an amazing job. The paint job is spectacular.
Really good.
I mean, even like the lines coming down, they are known to have more like white glossed over eyes due to the fact that they're in the Underdark. They actually, I believe, I don't know for sure, but for some reason I feel like they can't actually see well. They base a lot off of hearing and things of those sorts.
And again, I like that if you look closely, the different funguses, the different mushrooms are actually different colors. You can see some of our more skinny mushrooms are more of a yellow, and so it just shows that, again, over the years, it grows a diversity of fungus as it grows through the diversity of adventures through its life.
Yeah.
And that's just really cool to incorporate in the miniature.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm excited to add this one to my collection. This one's been sitting in the box for a little bit too long around here, and I'm very excited to have it out and to put it into the collection. So, yeah, that's the Adult Deep Dragon. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe if you did enjoy it, and we'll catch you in the next one. Cheers.